Wes, we are mere minutes from Gamecat Meetup 2025, PAX East in Boston. We are, just hours from leaving to go fly or drive or whatever the hell we're doing in order to get to Boston. And I see half the cats in the chat are saying what's up from Metal Game Cat. Solid Fritz is saying so happy to watch GamesCast from the same time zone. We got Looper saying yo from the waiting line at the U.S. border. We got 12 the backlogged GameCat so waiting on boarding in GamesCast. Something. Sorry, I just scrolled away. There's a lot of cats heading off to Boston in Latins in Boston, dude. It's happening. Hey, how's it going, Wes?
Wes, I remember when I was Wes.
Did I not say how's it going, Wes?
Yeah, it's going, man. I don't know. I've just been kind of jumping from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Pretty much since Monday. I think I fly in about 12 hours, and I have to drive a couple hours to get to the airport. So yeah, we're up against it, but we're going to be there. I'm glad you're saying all these people are coming. I have no idea who's coming outside of a handful of people that I have talked with about it. But I'm glad to hear that people are attending. I look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to be some of the last people to arrive, actually. Wow. We got Brondo says he's almost at the hotel already. Tatum says he's going to be there Friday night. It's happening. Noctis is here with the €1. What's up? Dude, all right. Listen, we didn't even know if we were going to do a show today just because there's so much chaos going on. So let's get the show rolling, and we'll do the best that we can because we both got to get back to work and get to packing and prepping to leave. So you ready to do this thing?
Indeed.
Sweet. Let's go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2Ys, or as some people like to say, 2 years Friday, right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. We also care about your oral pleasure. That's why I put this up on podcast services of your choice each and every night. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here without Parole. And this gentleman over here to my left, you're right, hiding in the middle of some forest. It's Wes Dillon from Virtual Strangers. Where are you, Wes?
What up? What up? I am, where did it take place? In New England somewhere? I'm in the Blair Witch.
Oh, nice. I think it's Maryland.
Maryland. I'm in Maryland.
Burkittsville. Yeah. Just trying to get you fully on screen here so we can see as much of the forest as possible.
Can't see it for the trees.
Can't see the forest through the trees? Is that it? There we go. All
right.
Yep. We got you. We got you. We got Tornado on screen. Everything's good. Everything's happening. Not sure Brondo with the $10 tip says last minute GamesCast. Now that's dedication. Now we just don't know how to do anything off schedule. I just don't like doing anything other than what I normally do is really difficult for me. So it's like I'd be confused. I do have to say though, I beat the Midnight Walk this morning, right? And the embargo for that is obviously up very soon, not before launch. Sorry if I'm not supposed to say that, but I fucking hate that so much. Like I've just been working, Wes, just trying to like get everything done, everything like what I'm supposed to do. But somebody streamed it today already. I was like, what is
really?
what? Oh yeah. Well, when you get that many people asking for keys, then there's a lot of people who, like what kind of what's holding back somebody with like 2,000 subscribers from being like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to stream it and get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. I might never deal with these people again.
Sometimes people who have way more subscribers than that do it as well because they think, well, I can just play dumb like I didn't mean to, and I'll get away with it because I'm a big effing deal.
That's true. Wait, you're talking about me? No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I'm such a stickler for the rules.
If you know, you know. Like there's a lot of people out there knows exactly who I'm talking about.
We all knows. We all knows. But yeah, man. So essentially, I finished the Midnight Walk this morning, and it takes a long time to write. A 7-minute review. So I was typing away. I just did all the voiceovers, but I've literally done 0 seconds of editing, and these things take like forever to edit. And I refuse to go to PAX without having this thing done and scheduled for embargo. So wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm going to try to play it at least for a couple of hours. If I don't know if I'll succeed in that goal, but that is the plan.
Yeah, we're gonna
So
do.
we can talk about it during GamesCast live, even if it isn't live.
It's funny because doing GamesCast live in front of people is the least live it ever is, right? We should just call it GamesCast live in person, because that's filming it beforehand and having to edit it later, and we can't even get it out the door until like a week after PAX, so it's like very not live. Well, we got more people rolling in here. Holy crap, we got Pietrek F with the 12 plantains saying GTA 6 PSVR2 by Flat2VR. That's a lot of letters and numbers. I saw the tweet. Flat2VR saying if you guys need help getting into VR.
Yeah, multiple tweets. I got to hand it to our social team. They're doing a great job of trying to stick our foot in the door. Hopefully it bears fruit one day.
I saw somebody asking like if they actually accepted the offer and said, yeah, well, you guys can handle the VR port for us. Do you have a team big enough to handle something like that?
We'd make it work. We scale to our projects. We keep bringing in talented people to work on things, because we keep bringing in new projects. Like you're gonna see by the end of the year, you guys are gonna be like, oh, there's more. Yes, there's more.
Nice. I can't wait to see what else there is. Roy Martini with the level 1 membership says, have a great time at PAX, my dudes. Much love. Thank you very much. I can't wait. I honestly, like, I can't even think about it because of all the stress of trying to get ready and get packed. I've got things that need to be charged, and I haven't even put anything in a suitcase yet. But once I am out the door and I'm on my way there, I feel it's going to be completely different than last year. Last year I was stressed and dealing with social anxiety, and this year I'm going to be like, well, thank God I don't have to do any like my normal day-to-day work for 4 days or whatever it is. Mitch in the UK says a resolution patch went out for the Midnight Walk 3 hours ago. It was closer to 5 hours ago, according to the devs, and he guesses most reviews will miss this. It's not a big deal, I guarantee you. The changes that were made resolution-wise, not a big deal. So I would not hesitate to watch anybody's review who did not play it post-launch. Or post-patch, I guess. But good, always good to keep an eye on that stuff. Ace Gamercat with the 1337 says, PSA, if you want Ghost of Tabor plus DLC, current and future, know that the Independent Starter Pack is the way to go. Available for 30 days. FOMO vibes. Save $10 over the Independence Upgrade add-on. Yes. Normally, I was going to, actually, when we get around to talking about Ghost of Tabor, I was going to say, oh, no, just do the grind proper. Start with nothing and work your way up. Like, that's the fun, right? But man, for like, I think it's $10 more, right? I think the game's $25 and this is $35. It's like, I don't know, man. Maybe just go for it. Especially if it includes all future DLC and current DLC. Is like, oh, why not?
That's the value. It's the DLC, like the guns and all, and they kit you out pretty good for having that pack. Like, you've got a pretty nice little arsenal to start with. You're gonna die and lose it all, so just know that.
Yeah.
The good thing is that I think every time they wipe, it comes back, so it will be a recurring arsenal that will come back eventually. I think 6 times a year, or maybe 8 times a year. But the real value is in the future DLC, the new maps, these sorts of things. Like, that's something tangible that's yours forever. So.
Thanks for the heads up, though, Ace Gamercat. That is, I know a lot of people on Discord yesterday were very confused as to what version they should get. There's a listing of like all these different DLCs and all these different versions and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're hitmanning the fuck out of us. And so this makes it nice and simple. Spend the extra $10 now, never worry about DLC again. You're good to go. Awesome Tatum with the $5 tip says, I want some goddamn chowder. Chowder. Do your best Boston accent. Boston accent. I did my best. I don't know how I never developed a Boston or even a Worcester accent. It just never happened. People ask me all the time, like, where are you from? And I say, I come from France. All right, Wes, we got some shit to talk about. Let's kick it off with some lower prices on PSVR2 games. These are not sales. These are not discounts. These are permanent price drops. And there's 3 that we need to talk about. 2 of them I think are worth picking up. The first one is Retropolis 2, which I believe was $24.99 when it launched, if I remember correctly. Only $10 now. Giving it
That's
thumbs
incredible.
up or thumbs down. Yeah, thumbs up.
Oh yeah, definitely thumbs up on that. That's crazy, man. Like the original, it wasn't much more than that. It was like $10 or $15, which is a good price. This being the sequel, being a bit expanded from the original, and quite honestly, a bit of a step up in terms of everything. Um, yeah, it's a good time. I think that it's probably a solid $15 or $20 game, in terms of just sheer value. So yeah, $10 is a steal on it. Definitely. Now, obviously, it's not a game for everyone. Kind of one of these point and click trial and error puzzle games. But it's the art style is really nice in the headset. The story is cool, and yeah, it's a quality game. $10 is a great price for it.
Yeah, not for everyone, but man, I feel like everyone should try it. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh, I don't know if I like point and click adventures or whatever, this is such a good one to lose yourself in. The quality is pretty high. The puzzles are really inventive. I think I gave like a 7.5 or something like that, and I think Sirens on my end. A good chunk of that was because it's just I was wanted it to be sharper. I like my low poly, flat shaded polygon games to be as razor sharp as possible. But it was good. It was good. $10 for damn sure. I think we both have a lot of opinions on the next one, which is Happy Funland. This game was $25. Now $15. Thumbs up or
Yeah,
thumbs
love
down?
it. Love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorite titles in my PSVR2 library. Again, not for everyone. This is a horror game. Not only that, I mean, obviously I love it because of that, but it's a very stylized take on Disney World. It's a walk through an amusement park with rides and roller coasters,
Oh my.
all with a very evil skin pulled over it. But I love the art direction of this game. Um, with that said, it's you have to treat it like a walking sim if you want to enjoy it. There is some combat in there from time to time, but the combat is pretty much the worst part of it. And if there were no combat in the game, it might actually even be better. Like it would be no worse, certainly. But I love it. I love the game. It's a good looking game. I love the vibe. I love being in this world. So yeah, again, $14.99 is super cheap price for it. Definitely recommend.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a big thumbs up too. When I reviewed it at launch, man, like there was just a handful of things that were an issue. The combat was terrible, and they've improved it to the point where I'm like, yeah, it's not good, but it's certainly acceptable. Right? I actually would say I'm happy that it's there. I'm actually happy with this kind of not so great combat rather than having it not be there. It just adds a little bit more to the tension. Just knowing that these things can jump out at you at any time. Yeah, and for $15, such a good budget price. Absolutely, absolutely pick it up.
Yeah,
And then,
and
sorry.
just another word on the combat. I say it would be better, or maybe be better without it. I'm talking about when I say that, I mean the bots that wander the park.
Yeah,
Um, now there's other combat when you're on rides. I think that definitely needs to stay. Like their take on a small world wouldn't even be anything if it weren't for the combat stuff in there. So yeah.
So thumbs up from both of us, and we finally have Mixture, which I believe was $20, maybe $25, and now it's down to 10. Notoriously, I fucking hate Mixture. I hated it on PSVR2, especially. The reprojection just makes it intolerable. But I just don't like how this game plays, and I hate the way it feels. There are very few games that I just give up because I don't want to keep playing them. But this game made me angry. It made me hate my job, made me hate what I do for a living. And I know that, there are probably good things about it, but I got like 2 or 3 hours in and I just like never, ever, ever want to play it again. So it's a thumbs down from me, but I think Wes has a different take on this.
Not largely, no. I mean, it's not great. Definitely not great. And I don't remember how the port was PSVR. I've played it on every platform. It's very average. It's a very average game, which was unfortunate because I felt like it had the potential to be pretty good with the style of game it is, and even their art direction. Had they executed on it, it would have been cool. But it's lacking in so many ways. Um, the way that they kind of stick you in a one spot and limit the camera on it is frustrating, especially during certain combat sequences. And the fact of the matter is that while it does have redeeming qualities, like you really have to put some time into this game before it gets decent. Like you have to play it for 2 or 3 hours to get to the starting point of where it's good loosely.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say thumbs down in general, just because $10 is such a low price point. But I mean, I'm more concerned about telling people to spend their time on it than their money, if that makes sense. Like I think it's probably worth $10. But I don't know if it's worth 5 hours of your time to get to the point where you might appreciate it a little bit. So.
Distracted says Mixture suffering from the Max Mustard effect. I mean, if the Max Mustard effect is like, maybe not a great name or likable character models, then that's certainly 2% of Mixture's problems. But you get into Max Mustard and it's fucking incredible. You get into Mixture and it's like fucking, as I said, average. And I'm like, I would even say maybe less than average. So, anyway, what are we doing? Anyway, there was a comment here from Immersive VR. So what on earth happened to Bloody Hell Hotel is what I want to know. What happened to Bloody Hell Hotel is that they never promised a release date because they're smart and they are diligently working on their game, and they seem to really, really care about how it turns out. If you go over to their Discord or if you follow them on Twitter or anywhere else, they are updating very frequently, showing character models and concepts and documenting different classes you can play as. So it seems like it's they're full force in development, but they are not announcing a release date until they are fucking ready to do so. I give them a lot of credit for that, but it does feel like we've been waiting for this one for a while. I hope that's vodka. I really hope that's vodka.
I wish it were. It is not, unfortunately.
Oh man! All right, so get your cheap games while you can. That's good stuff. Also, dude, this is crazy. I was supposed to have a breaking news report ready like yesterday, the day before yesterday for this game right here, because very infrequently, Wes, do studios reach out a week ahead of time or whatever and say, hey, we're going to announce a game. Do you want to be part of like the whole, like, do you want to make a news video for it or whatever, announce it on your channel? Like very seldom. So it's always nice when they do. So I kind of feel bad that I really wanted to help announce this one and I didn't because we were busy. Anyway, this is, wait a minute. Where's our trailer? Did I spell it wrong? Uh-oh.
Bum,
Let's try this
bum,
again.
bum.
What? I'm seeing that I downloaded it. And well, I'm keeping everyone in suspense here. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I found it. Anyway, it's Katana, spelled Catana, Red Flowers. You guys may have seen this. There was actually the trailer went live on the PlayStation YouTube channel. I think yesterday, or the day before. This is so funny, Wes, because this kind of goes back to a time before I knew much about Joyway, where it seemed like every game after they had put out Stride, they were just like using the Stride mechanics in as many different places as they possibly could in as many different ways, right? So they were just kind of creating these almost like it seemed like game prototypes. And this was one of those games called Red Flowers, and they like re-envisioned it as a samurai cat game, and they're bringing it to PSVR too. Did you ever play Red Flowers when it first came out?
So I don't remember if I played it. I might have played it once on Quest. Um, I think there's potential for this game, and I don't look at this as an asset flip for Stride. I think the first time I saw this, Stride was still in development. What this originally was a stone cold ripoff of Ghost Runner.
Oh,
By the way, Ghost Runner is amazing in VR. So I was fairly excited for this. But after UEVR came out and people started playing Ghost Runner in VR, I think they realized pretty quickly that they needed to kind of find their own identity. And I think they may have done it. Um, the cat stuff tends to be viral inside and outside of VR for whatever reason. People love cats. So I like the idea here. They've kept that kind of parkour slashing Ghost Runner gameplay loop and pulled a nice little cutesy aesthetic over it. And they can let you be violent Ghost Runner style and shed blood all over everything, or they can make it family friendly where like little confetti pops out when you slice the enemies in half. So I like it. I like the idea here. I have not played it. I don't know how well they've nailed the mechanics, but I do think it has potential.
well, what I'm seeing from this trailer makes me think more of the original Stride than Stride Fates, right? It seems like I don't know if this is the case. I have no idea like how big these maps are, how big these worlds are, or if we're just seeing some of the potential here. But a lot of this trailer is just like, hey, like just fucking run forward. And I don't know if you're trying to get to the end of a course as fast as you can, but I think the original Stride did the parkour stuff so well, the running, the jumping, the sliding, the climbing, the whatever, right? And interspersing that with action just to make it even more exciting in terms of like gunplay or sword fighting or whatever it is. And like I feel like that's what kind of where Stride Fates sort of lost me. Whereas like they had all these great mechanics, and then it was sort of the other slow paced stuff that just didn't feel very good. And like you don't notice how dumb enemy AI is when you're just running straight past them or trying to kill them while you're ziplining or something like that. But when you're just kind of sneaking up on them and you see them all fucking dicking around, you're like, oh, this AI is terrible. So if this airs more on the side of Stride than Stride Fates, I'm gonna be a happy kitty. Wow.
Yeah,
Just
me
saying.
too.
Yeah.
No, not really. No. What am I saying? No, I didn't like Stride.
Ah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I do want to go back to Stride Fates, man. Like I never finished that game because it was just busted for me before when I was trying to review it. And man, I love the graphics patch that they gave it. It looked a whole lot better. And so I'm hoping that they learned a lot from developing Stride Fates and porting Stride Fates. And I'm hoping that they're just gonna nail this at launch. Although they didn't mention when launch will be. I think they just said later this year.
Boom. It's coming.
Yes. Conlo says, question, Brian, is it true you're a member of Team Bonsai? I don't even know what that is, so I guess the answer is no. Distracted says, I like Stride more than Stride Fates. So did I, and I know I'm alone on that. I mean, it's just you and me, Ted, so I hope that's cool.
Just the two of us.
We can make it if we try, just the two of us. That doesn't give me a good segue to the next news story. All right, next news story. More games announced for PSVR2. When it rains, it pours, Wes, and it is pouring this week. It's pouring this month. We got Zero Caliber 1 and 2, both announced. Remind me who the studio is on this again?
Oh, of course you would ask me that.
I'm so sorry. We're all tired.
Is it X-Real? Does X-Real do this one?
That's them. Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah,
We did it.
We did it. Man, I don't know what is going on. I actually edited 2 trailers together before this just so they could kind of run back to back while we talked about this. But whatever, we're just gonna play this one, I guess. This is another crazy story, right? I mean, like Xreal for the longest time on PSVR1 was talking about bringing Zero Caliber to PSVR1, basically making it seem like they were going to bring the PC version over for the longest time. And then we're like, well, where the hell is it? And they never. And then finally they announced one day, oh, we're bringing the Quest version over to PSVR1. And I think they probably got some a little bit of backlash about that because they never did it, right? I think everyone on PSVR1 said we don't want the Quest version. Come on, bring us the good version. And then they ended up bailing altogether and not bringing us anything on PSVR1. Although were these guys the ATEC Cybernetic guys? Was that them too? I have to look this up.
About that. Maybe, I don't know. That doesn't seem to compute, but maybe.
It is. Oh my god, it is. Oh, and when I search for it, my video is the first one that pops up. ATEC Cybernetic VR, PSVR review. Nice.
So I didn't know that. I didn't know that they did that.
It wasn't a great port. I mean, I don't know how good the Steam version was, but like, you know, it was one of those things where like when you killed someone, they would fall to the ground and then like disintegrate or whatever, right? Instead of when you look at the trailers for the PC version, like the hallways were just littered with dead bodies that you'd killed, and yeah, it just kind of makes it feel a little cheap. Started strong though. Started strong, almost felt like a Doom 3 ripoff, and then it just got super generic and stayed generic for hours. Anyway, these guys are back. And apparently they are bringing both games to PSVR 2.
Are they?
Well, yes. It seems like we're getting a little bit mixed messaging on this. Upload VR says that they're bringing both of them over, but then when you look at the official statement, what did they claim? I believe it was something else.
Something like if the numbers add up or something like that they would bring the sequel. That Zero Caliber was coming to PSVR 2, and if the numbers lined up or made sense or something. They basically insinuated if people bought the first one, then they would bring the second one.
Tell me about the first one, Wes. Are people going to buy the first one? Is it going to be good enough to generate enough sales to convince the developers to port the second one?
Yeah, I think so. I think that a lot of what people love about Zero Caliber 2 originated with Zero Caliber 1. There are, the main thing about this game that people really loved were like all the weapons and weapon attachments. That stuff's all here. There's a large arsenal that you can collect, and tons of little gadgets and scopes and things that you can put on the rail, and a lot of weapon customization in this. It does support multiplayer co-op, and I think PvP as well. And there's a number of different maps that you can play through, and they've even got it somewhat of a cohesive campaign that you can play through. But the campaign's kind of disjointed. The story isn't super coherent. It's just kind of tacked on thing. So I think that's kind of the weak point of it. It's good that there's a campaign there, but it almost doesn't feel like a campaign. It just feels like you're playing a series of levels as opposed to playing through a campaign. And I think that's what really set Zero Caliber 2 apart. Was it took everything everyone loved about Zero Caliber 1 and did a legit co-op campaign with it, with a more fleshed out story, and levels that clearly one level leads into the next, and bigger set pieces and things like that. Like there's some pretty epic like action moment in the Zero Caliber 2 campaign. Zero Caliber 2 was one of my favorite games that came out last year. On Quest, it hasn't even hit PC yet, by the way.
Wow.
I loved it on Quest. So I'm excited about the prospect of Zero Caliber 2 coming to PSVR 2. Um, but in terms of like Zero Caliber 1, yeah, it's good. Not as good, but it's good. It's worth buying. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know how much I like the idea of being like, hey, we're gonna bring the worst of the two games over to your console, and if enough people buy it, we'll give you the good stuff. Not that the first one's not good. I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm hearing it all, but like this is still how it kind of translates in my head, being like, well, if you're good boys and girls, then you can have a treat. It's like, go fuck yourself. No. Like, I'm not really saying go fuck yourself, but that's how it feels. It's like, come on, guys, why not bring both of them over in like the Zero Caliber complete package, 1 and 2, and charge, what, $45 for it or whatever. I think these are $20 or $30
That's
each.
the move. Yeah, that's the move. Like bring them both for $35 bundled. And I think a lot of there's probably a couple of reasons why they're doing it. I think that and I may be wrong about this, but I think they kind of reverse engineered a lot of the stuff that they like. I think they may have upgraded the engine in Zero Caliber 1 after they moved to 2, so they're very similar anyway. So I think a lot of the work that they're going to be doing applies to both titles. So I don't think it's going to be a big jump for them to take the base, Zero Caliber and then build 2 on top of it. I think that they've worded things the way that they have, just as a kind of a failsafe. Like if they completely bomb on PSVR 2 to the point where they don't want to put the minimal amount of work into bringing the second title over, then they're leaving themselves an out there maybe.
Yeah.
But I think if we get one, we're probably going to get both. I don't think it's going to be a big jump for them to bring the second one over. But again, this is all speculation on my part. I really don't know.
I wonder if VR Monkey's porting it, because after Into the Radius, I just want them to port all the first person shooters. Into the Radius they did such a good job on that like if I had any doubts about them as a port studio, they have been alleviated. So be interesting to hear about this. But anyway, good news. More games. I've been saying since long before PSVR 2 launched, I would love if PSVR 2 became the platform where we just get to play everything. Where old VR games came, where new VR games came, and everybody comes together. Over me. All right, moving on. Let's get to our next news story, which is, oh my God, we're already here. The main news story. We might get out of here in under an hour today, Wes. With our Ghost of Tabor impressions. Man, I will say this about this. It was mere days ago. It might have been Monday, where I was literally saying, I just had no faith that Ghost of Tabor was going to have a good launch on PSVR 2. I was like, I hope I have to eat my words, but I was super down on it, super negative. I was like, there's got to be a reason why they're not sending keys out. I was getting really, really concerned. We'd been bitten again and again and again. Firewall Ultra comes to mind with these first-person VR shooters, and I just didn't think it was going to go well. And Wes, I'm so happy that I was fucking wrong. I was so wrong. I am eating my words as we speak. I'm choking them down, suffocating, kind of asphyxiating just a bit. I was so pleasantly surprised when AJ and I jumped into this yesterday and played for a couple hours. We were okay, and we were bad at it. We were really bad at it, right? We played PvE, and like we did the same mission 3 times and never made it to the extractions site. We only completed the objectives once, which was just to find a lab in a radio station. It wasn't, these were not difficult objectives. And yeah, we never did it. We completed our goals once but still never made it to the extraction site. I'm so happy with this though, man. This is Into the Radius multiplayer edition. Just having a blast with it. What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same. Relatively surprised at how good the port is. Like it's relatively jank free for the most part, from what I tell. Now, obviously, I did not play a ton of this, my time being very limited. But I have played it a little bit. And like you, I got in and just PVE just to see what how everything works in it and test it from a technical perspective. And yeah, man, it looks great, like crystal clear, and I don't think it's even reprojecting at all. Like I think it, if there's any reprojecting there, I didn't notice it. Um, and like interactions good, like everything good with it, which I say surprising, because this game is notorious for having hella jank all through its early access period on the other platforms. Like I was expecting at least 6 months of them trying to get this shit ironed out, and apparently that's the reason why it's taken so long for it to get here.
Yeah.
It's because they've been ironing it out behind closed doors. um, so yeah, like you, pleasantly surprised at just what a solid fucking port this is. And yeah, I'm excited for the Gamecats, because I know they've really been waiting a long time for this day, and it's finally here, and they've got a solid version of the game to go to.
90 frames native. The resolution is high. I mean, it looks really clear. It's one of the first things you notice when you start the game up is that everything just looks really clear, and obviously it moves really smooth too. You and I were both talking before starting the stream. Neither one of us had been in this game for the better part of 2 years, and I think we were both pretty shocked to see. It's been we were both shocked to see how much it changed. It feels like a completely different game from when Elvert and I jumped into the Quest 2 version a couple years ago, and pleasantly surprised by all of that. You can look at these environments and see, that it's there are reasons it's able to run at such a high resolution and such a high frame rate, right? It's like you look at the grass, you look at the textures, and it's all fairly low res, but I will in a heartbeat sacrifice blades of grass on in the environment so that I can have like this awesome resolution and frame rate. So there were trade-offs that obviously had to be made, but I think they made the right trade-offs. This is how I want to play this game. So awesome first impressions. Although I want to read Nihilist Ryan's tip real quick here.
Well, I want to say something else too.
Sure.
When we got Firewall Ultra, I went in and tested the game, and its kind of PvE thing that it had going on too, and had very high positive impressions of it. When it got to PvP, it was a completely different story. So I do want to put a little asterisk and caveat in here, because it sounds like neither of us have got in and tested PvP or the cross-platform functionality of it. So right now we're just operating on the assumption that stuff all works well. Maybe it turns out that that's not the case, but I'm going to again err on the side of they've done such a great job on everything else that I've experienced thus far. I'm going to expect that that's all working well as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a big game, and one of the downsides of the same thing happened to Hitman. One of the downsides of getting keys the day it launches or the day before it launches is that, man, I got to spend a week in this game just focused only on this game in order to make sure that everything works the way that it should. It's a way deeper game than just going out into the environment and taking down enemies with a friend. You go back to your base and there's all sorts of bullet crafting. Like it gets super, super deep. And so the idea, and I think everybody knows what the idea is, but in case you don't, with most extraction shooters, you go out and you take as little amount of stuff as possible, right? Maybe throw on a helmet and a bulletproof vest and a backpack, and one or two guns and a little bit of ammo, a little bit of water, a little bit of food, just enough to survive for a while. And then the hope is that when you're out there in the field, you find more water, more food to continue to survive on this mission, because these things are minimum 45 minutes. And if you play like AJ and I did, if we had actually completed a mission, I swear it would have taken us 2 hours, right? Because we were just super slow, super patient, exploring every single room, every corner. So not only do you want to like find water and food while you're out there in the field, but you also want to find water and food while you're out there to take back with you to supply your base with. And that goes for weapons too, right? You take enough to kill a couple people, but you certainly aren't going to get enough weapons in your backpack or holstered to you on your way out the door to kill everybody that you're going to encounter, right? And so you find more weapons in the field in order to kill more people while you're out there, and then you take as many weapons back to your base as possible, and you build up your arsenal. And that's, if that gameplay loop sounds appealing to you, that's this game.
That's
right?
the whole thing. Well, I mean, there's obviously a lot more to it than that, but that's essentially it. You're trying to build up an arsenal essentially, and get as much stuff as you can. Now there are like tasks and missions that you can complete to up your reputation and earn XP. There's a whole selection of vendors that you can go shop with, but they don't all do business with you. At the first, there's only, I think, one that'll even talk to you, and you have to go complete tasks for that guy to up your reputation, unlock things for you to buy, and then unlock other vendors for you to get new missions from. So there is some semblance of direction that come from the vendors. But essentially, what it's all built around is filling up that armory with stuff. That's the whole thing. There is no like boss fight at the end. You know what I mean? It's just perpetually going in. And essentially, the fun of it is when you get good. If you ever get good, being able to prey on other live players and feel the joy of killing them and taking their shit.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it, right? Somebody in the chat was just saying, it was distracted saying, I think we need someone who actually enjoys PvP to test PvP. Miles is probably the social butterfly. It's not about being a social butterfly though, right? Because it is about, I think the social aspect comes with going out as a team, even doing PvE, right? Killing NPCs. And so, yeah, I mean, like I'm so bad at this that I am absolutely not ready to play PvP yet. If I do, I'm absolutely going to get my ass handed to me 2 minutes after the drop. So, it's difficult, and I think it's difficult in the same way that Into the Radius is difficult. But I think they actually force you to do a lot more stuff in this game that Into the Radius allows you to sort of skip, right? When it comes to actually creating ammo, I think there's some processes to learn, and you have to like learn what ammo goes with what weapon. And for some people out there, that comes naturally, right? I'm not a gun person. I don't know. You can say a bunch of numbers and weapons. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? I'm more of an arcade shooter fan than these realistic military type sims. But I'll tell you, Into the Radius was great for priming the pump. I think if I tried to just play this before Into the Radius, I don't know. But now Into the Radius scratched an itch I didn't even know I had, and then this is continuing to scratch that. So there's something here. There's definitely something here, and I think that I could be playing this for years to come if I have a good squad and if I kind of acclimate and get into the routine of playing it on a regular basis. We're just going to clarify something real quick here. Maybe you know the answer to this, Wes, or maybe you don't, because I don't know the answer, because unfortunately we were given the game and the DLC, and I just fucking put the codes in and downloaded them and started playing. But now let's ride the game for them with the $5 tips. Is just for clarification, PvE is available in the base game, right? I keep hearing that we have to buy DLC to play PvE. I don't think that's accurate.
That would be weird. No, unless something's changed. Like I know in early access, PvE was always there for me, so that would be news to me. I can't say definitively, of course. I don't really know, but that
Is
would be weird.
the base like is the let me just check the base game, like what see what it says, because if it should say on the PlayStation Store listing. I mean, I'm sure now it's Ryan already checked this, but just for my own. Yeah, I mean, like in the base game, the $25 game, it says simultaneous PvP and PvE. Like, so like, that would be false advertising if that's not there. Although they also say on this that PSVR2 sense control trigger effect optional, and it does not have adaptive trigger support, as far as I know yet. So, eh, eh. I was surprised when it launched for $25, because there's so much hype surrounding this, and it sold so well. Didn't they just reported that they've like made $30 million on this game, something like that? I just figured that they
They've
could.
made, yeah, they've made a ton of money on this game. A lot of it though was through selling extra packs and DLCs and things like this. I mean, they had so many different tiers of backer on the PC version that it was crazy, man. I think one of those packages was like $100 add-on for people to join. Again, this is me going from memory. Don't quote me on this, but I think it was. I want to say that this was a $30 game originally,
I think it was.
and that's pretty much what I expected it to be here too. So yeah, 25 is a bit of a discount on it.
Uh, but again, you should probably buy the $35 version. I had been saying for the last 24 hours that like don't bother with any of the DLC. Like go through the grind and start from nothing and work your way up. That's but you know what? If $10 is going to get you all the current available DLC and all future DLC, do it. Do it. I feel like I'm going to spend 100 hours in this game. I don't. I wouldn't bat an eye at spending $35 on it. Man, so I know a lot of people in the chat were asking about the Midnight Walk, and our embargo is not up. I know it's out in Australia, and even when it's out tonight in the States, the embargo is still not going to be up. So I'm just trying to do the right thing and not talk about it until I'm supposed to. I absolutely hate when embargoes are post launch. I apologies to everybody that otherwise we'd be talking about it right now. We would be spending half the show talking about the Midnight Walk. We got Kill Artist 1, the Dreamweaver Gamecat with the $5. Says, I am chilling at my hotel in Nashville, awaiting my 6 a.m. flight. Oh damn! Wish I was already there. Yeah, it's gonna be so nice, man. When I'm done with everything here, and I can just like when I'm in the Uber on the way to Boston, it's gonna be so nice, right? Because I'm like, well, I did everything I can possibly do at home, and now can't do anything else for the next 3-4 days. So I am excited to come see everybody. I'm so glad that some of you guys are there already, enjoying yourself. Have a shot for me. All right. Oh, Steve Iari, thank you so much for bringing that up. He says, who had the hole in their head? Man, I wish I could rewind the footage. It was so funny because I was like, AJ, you have like a scar over your eye. What the hell is that? And then he took off his helmet, and there was a bullet hole in his forehead with blood streaking down to his eye. So he had gotten shot in the head. And it's just a big bullet hole right there. And he goes, "Oh my God!" He's like, "You've got a bullet hole in your arm and on your chest." And it's just really crazy. You can actually see where you got shot, which I love. There is some goofiness to this. And Nihilus Ryan said something about he kind of equates the jank in this game to Phasmo, and you're not wrong, right? There's a little bit of jank, but it's, oh man, how much of this stuff do I have here? I thought I chopped all of this out. All right. So what you're seeing here is I crashed, right? AJ and I were playing. We were actually doing really well. I think this was our best run, and we crashed, or I crashed, and he was still playing. And that when I reloaded the game, it said, "Do you want to get back into your mission?" And I said, "Yeah," and it threw me back in. Like the number of times that I've been playing a multiplayer game where if somebody crashes, it just kills the whole game for everybody. Not only did AJ get to keep playing, but when I reloaded the game after my crash, it let me rejoin that mission, and I was like, "That's incredible!" And I ended up playing quite a bit after AJ died and took off, which is what you're seeing here. Right now, I'm just running around going, "I can't believe it! I can't believe it! Let me jump back in. This is crazy." You know, it's small things. It's small things that like you just aren't used to seeing in VR games. I was very, very happy to see this.
Yeah, anything that lets you join a run in progress is amazing, awesome.
Yeah, but again, so much more to this game than I've had a chance to check out. Neither one of us have done PvP. I've really done so little at the home base. All I'm doing is using supplies. I haven't actually brought more supplies back with me. So we're really just scratching the surface. So this is when we say this is a first impression. These are our first impressions. We really mean it. Like this is very early first impressions. I think I spent 3 hours, but a lot of that was hanging out at the base, trying to figure out how to, how to even just get a game started, how to add friends to my list, how to invite friends and squad up and do all that. Once you do it, it's super easy. But it's just, there's a lot to take in when you first jump into a game like this. But I'm loving it, and I hope you guys like it as much as I am so far. Flippy Nugget says, "Oh yeah, I thought headshots were a no-no." Dude, it's funny. So if you're bleeding, you have to like grab a bandage and like do the Saints and Sinners bandage wrap, right, to heal up and to stop the bleeding. But then you also, if you look at your wrist, there's a diagram of your own body, and it says there's a percentage of like on each arm, your chest, your head, your legs, right, about how much damage you've taken. And so you got to use these almost EpiPen style syringes and inject yourself in different locations. And it's just cool to be like, oh, my chest, I'm down to 42% on my chest. It's like you heal that up in case you get shot in your chest again. It's just, again, I don't think I'd ever experienced that in a VR game, like having to heal different parts of your body. I just thought it was really cool. So.
Yeah, it's that kind of anal attention to detail is what this game's identity is, pretty much.
Yeah, agreed. All right, man. We have got just enough time to do a 4-minute challenge, and then we can get out of here and start getting ready to. I'm going to be editing a Midnight Walk review, hopefully, but then get ready to go to PAX. So, do you have a game picked out?
Yes, I have chosen a game.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to put 4 minutes up on the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it. And it's up to you guys out there and me right here to figure out what game he's thinking of. We got an infinite number of questions, but only 4 minutes to ask him in. So suggest good questions in the chat. And then based on the responses we get, suggest good games that it might be. On my mark. Get Des. Go. Let's start with the easy ones. Is it on PSVR 2?
No.
No. Ooh, it's a PSVR 1 game. Is it PSVR 1 exclusive? Did you say anything?
Said no. Did it not come through?
It didn't come through for me. Okay. And I had your face covered up. Okay. Did this developer make other PSVR 1 games?
Yes.
Ooh. Is it part of a series?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Okay. Technically, I'll take that. Is there multiplayer? Ask Scott. The PSVR Gamecat for Life.
Yes.
Multiplayer. Okay. Let's see. Is it based on any kind of IP?
I don't think so. Not outside of gaming.
Okay.
I mean, there's we've already established that it's kind of part of a series in gaming, but outside of gaming, I don't think there's any other notable stuff.
Would you call it a first-person shooter?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Do you have any kind of special powers in this game other than, normal shooting guns?
That I recall, no. I mean, there's no like supernatural ability or anything like that.
Bullet time? Just throwing it out there. I don't know if that would even help me.
I don't I don't remember. I could be, but I don't remember anything like that really.
Okay. Would this be a top 25 game? Would we ever consider it for a top 25 list?
Maybe when it released in its time, not today.
Okay. Is there full locomotion? As Old Darth.
Yes.
Is the studio still in business?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you? Oh, are you ever in a vehicle? Another good question from Darth.
Remember being in a vehicle. I guess it's possible. I don't remember. If it is, it's not like a central part of the game or anything. Maybe there's a small level that I'm not thinking of, but no.
Okay, we did say it's multiplayer. Is there any single player element to it? Can you play single player campaign or anything like that?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Uh, hmm. Come on, come on. Did it use the move controllers? That's a good one.
Yes.
All right, because a lot of these only use the aim and the dual shock, so that helps too. Did, is it by Xreal?
No.
No, not ATEC Cybernetic. All right, we know it's a PSVR1 game, and this developer made other PSVR1 games. Is it made by Servios?
No.
Crap. It's part of a series, kind of. It's got multiplayer and a single multiplayer, and also a single player campaign. We would call it a first person shooter. Move controls, and I got to start playing some PSVR1 games again. Oh, Tatum's wondering if it has a horror elements to it.
It does.
Whoa, is it made by Sin Studio?
No.
Okay. Is it it's part of a, okay. Is it Killing Floor Incursion? We're out of time.
It is Killing Floor
What?
Incursion. Way
What?
to go.
At the buzzer. Thank you, Tatum. Woo! Oh my God. Just another, oh, it's my own review. I didn't mean to click on this, but I'll take it. Incursion is one of those subtitles that they use in games when they don't know what else to do, like Redemption or Apocalypse or any other Resident Evil movie that ever came out. Even Alien Rogue Incursion used it. Jesus Christ. This was so good. I remember this looking so good on PSVR 1. I've got a new phone and I don't know how to turn the ding off. I'm sorry if this keeps coming through. I've just no idea how to silence it. I just remember this looking so good and being blown away by the okay, you guys need to stop texting like immediately. There we go. Just turn the volume all the way down. Yeah, just being blown away by especially the first level of this game. Remember the first level where it was like you're walking down like this old deserted road, and there's like you're walking on this like this overpass, and you see a campfire down below, and I'm literally gonna kill these people. It's on silent. Why is it still dinging? Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize how scary this game was going to be. And then like within minutes, it just goes completely off the rails and it's so over the top. And I was like, yeah, this isn't scary, but it is fun.
Yeah,
It's
you
crazy.
walk down off the road into like this creek area where there's like a bonfire or like a campfire. And I think it's the first place where you can use like your UV light and see some of like the stuff that's written out for you. And then by the time you get back up on the road, it starts coming out of the woods on you. And yeah.
Yeah. As AJ says in the chat, these guys are going to be at PAX. This is, I believe, what, Tripwire Interactive?
Tripwire,
and
yes.
we're going to go have a talk with them. Like, what's going on, guys? Where's Killing Floor 3 on PSVR 2? Why isn't that a thing yet? Word. All right, man. Well, it is time for us to get out of here. We got a lot to do, and we just want to say thank you again to everybody who's helped support us with the GoFundMe, with being a Patreon supporter, a member over here on YouTube, anyone who tips during the show. Guys, your financial support has been incredible, and isn't it going to be so nice when we, for the next 11 months, we don't have to sit here and beg you guys for money? It'll be real nice. It'll be nice for us. It'll be nice for you. It'll be nice for everyone. But
everyone, yeah.
Yeah, but thank you. Massive shout out to everyone who's helped us out. We're so happy that we get to go to PAX and not be paying off credit card bills for the rest of the year in order to do so. But whether you support us financially or not, we're just happy that you're here. Best community ever. Isn't that right, Wes?
Indeed.
Hell yeah. So make sure you come join our Discord, come hang out with us over there, and keep track of us at PAX by being over there too. You can see all the pictures that we'll be posting in the Gamecat Meetup 2025 channel. And there's already people posting pictures. Cats getting together, and so it's we're missing out on all the fun. But yeah, again, we're just happy that you're here. And even if you're somebody who sits back and doesn't say a goddamn word, we know you're out there and we love you just as much. Happy Wednesday, Wes.
Happy Wednesday, Brian. Happy Wednesday, cats. See you tomorrow.
Whoa. See you tomorrow. Let's go. All right, even though we got to get out of here, we still have just enough room, just enough time left to check out what was happening. Jello?
There's always room for Jello.
There is always room for Jello. Bro, back in Tennessee, anytime we were going to throw a big party, we always made Jello shots. And I just remember one day going so above and beyond, like adding extra trays to the refrigerator. And so when you open the refrigerator, there was not a fucking ounce of food in there, but you opened the door and it was just like this rainbow. It was like you were overwhelmed with pride because like all these different colors were just shooting out of the refrigerator, like being illuminated by the light. It was just like this massive rainbow when you opened it up. There must have been 1,000 fucking Jello shots in there, dude.
Yep. We would use Absolute, and then we would use like the cookie cutters to make the shape, like Jello shape things.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Nice. You'd use Absolute. Oh man, when we were throwing a party, man, we would just get the cheapest shit of all time. So it was always like Taka, Rubinoff, Mr. Boston's, Popov. Yeah. Yep, all this shit that looked like they tried to make it look like it was from Russia, but it was just clearly made in somebody's bathtub down the street.
Right.
It's $10 a handle. That shit was crazy. Everyone woke up with a hangover. It's also because of the quantity we were drinking, but that's beside the point. Wes, let's go all the way back, 5 years back, and see what's happening on this day. 5 years of this day and without Parole history. Bro. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners came out 5 years ago, 2020. We did an entire GamesCast live episode on on Saints and Sinners. What an amazing day this was.
What an amazing game. Still among the very best in the entire VR catalog.
Yeah. We got a pretty decent port of the first one. Not as good as Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. That game like really looks stunning on PSVR2, but the first one we got a nice port of that. And I would love to go back and just play through that whole game again. I saw Random Toxie on our Discord just recently went back and played it again and said he had a blast. And so man, I don't know if it says something about our industry and about the number of quality games we get, that this is still something we recommend so wholeheartedly and that's still at the top of everyone's list, or if it says something about just how great this game was.
I think it's both. I think it was a bit ahead of its time in terms of, the reason why it's so great is because it does so many things well, right? There's so many different elements to that game, and it's all done very well. I feel like it could be the foundation for like the greatest game ever if they just expanded in a few key ways, like and just expand on some of the ideas that they've already laid the foundation for. That could be like literally the dream VR game. But again, it's still ahead of the competition in so many other ways. And no one seems to be catching up. So again, I think it's kind of a little bit of both.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Random Toxie's in the chat. So just finished Saints and Sinners today. 3rd time through. Love it. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful night. We love you all, and we will see you at PAX or from PAX, one or the other.